Hey Gunslinger Nation, I'm back with a no-nonsense take on the gaming world and entertainment. Today, we're talking about how they went and censored Crocodile Dundee from 1986. Y'all remember how they took Elmer Fudd's shotgun away? Now, let's take a look at the classic.
Hunting we will go, hunting we will go. I-O the mill-yo, hunting we will go. I'm a wet-hot sportsman after wild game.
Bugsy, neighbor, could you spare a cup of blackstrap molasses? 1 cup of blackstrap molasses coming up. Funny, I didn't think molasses would run in January.
Gotcha, you wabbit stew, you.
Look, Doc, are you looking for trouble? I'm not a stewing wabbit. I'm a fricasseeing wabbit.
Fricasseeing wabbit?
Have you got a fricasseeing wabbit license?
Well, now they're coming after another classic. Let's take a look at what they did to Crocodile Dundee and why this nonsense keeps happening. First, they came for Looney Tunes. Then they started slapping warnings on Disney movies. And now they're taking the scissors to Crocodile Dundee and hacking away at anything that might make someone's fragile little heart skip a beat. This is what they do. They take classic media and slowly chip away at it until it's unrecognizable for what it was. What starts as a minor change turns out to be a full-blown rewrite. And now it's Dundee's turn under the censorship knife. You'd think by now we'd be used to this nonsense, but no, Hollywood just keeps finding new ways to fix what was never broken. Let's break it down on what they cut and why this is just another example of rewriting history. So what's missing? Hollywood's delicate little hands went to work on the cross-dresser scene. Y'all remember when Mick meets a woman in a bar? He realizes something's off and does a little check. Apparently, that's too offensive now. The groping scene, Mick being a bushman doesn't quite grasp New York's etiquette and checks for himself. It's played as a naive, innocent joke, a few slurs, because we can't have any indication that people talk differently in the 1980s, even if it was just a part of how things were.
I've been trying to tell you all night, that girl, she's a guy. A man dressed up as a girl. Sweat.
That was a guard. Guard dressed up like a sailor.
Now, whether you think these jokes hold up or not isn't the issue. The real problem is, why are we editing movies that have been around for decades? These films are snapshots of their time. And if you don't like them, don't watch them. It's simple as that. Where does it end? At this rate, they're going to censor Indiana Jones for carrying a whip. And they've already made an Indiana Jones movie which flopped like hell. Because they demasculated Indiana Jones and tried to replace him with a female. Sorry, I forget the name of the movie off the top of my head. Now, some folks might say, but Paul Hogan agreed to this. Yeah, he did. He said, this guy is a folk hero around the world. He shouldn't be groping people. And I thought, yeah, that's right. He shouldn't be, so take it out. All right, but here's the thing. Dundee was already a fish out of water character. He wasn't creepy. He was clueless. He was like a child in a new place. That was part of the charm. If you start removing everything a character does that might be socially awkward by today's standards, you might as well delete half of Hollywood's best movies. And you better not travel the world at all, because every culture is different. And if you are an American and you go to the Philippines, you go to Vietnam or Thailand or somewhere like that, you're going to be a fish out of water, I'm telling you. Awesome, but it's also awkward. And you do some things that people laugh at. And let's be honest, if the movie was so bad by today's standards, why even bother releasing it in 4K? Because they know it's a classic. They know people love it. But they just can't resist slapping their modern morality filter on everything. It's annoying. But this isn't just about Crocodile Dundee. We've seen this play out with Disney slapping disclaimers on old movies because apparently people need warnings before they watch Peter Pan. Really? And that goes along with the whole Rachel Zegler thing with Snow White, where she says that Snow White gets with her stalker. Really? That's a whole other can of worms right there, but that shows you where we're at with Hollywood. They're censoring Looney Tunes with Elmer Fudd's and Yosemite Sam's guns because a hunter without a gun makes total sense. James Bond being rewritten in new book editions can't have 007 being too problematic. Like, what are you doing? Even Star Wars getting special editions that erase original content. Han shot first. Enough said. At this rate, what's next? Are they going to edit Die Hard because John McClane smokes? And because he says yippee-ki-yay? I'm not going to say the rest of it. But you get my point. Are they going to censor Ghostbusters because Bill Murray flirts too much? They act like they're making movies better, but all they're really doing is insulting the intelligence of the audience. We're adults. If you can't handle 80s movies, maybe just don't watch them. Straight up.
It's your wallet.
Nick, give him your wallet. He's got a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Now, this was my favorite clip. I just had to include this because it was Crocodile Dundee, and this was my favorite clip of the whole movie. Well, one of my favorite clips. So, I gotta ask, what do y'all think about all this? Because it's got me up in arms because Crocodile Dundee was one of my favorite movies. And I love the first one. I love the second one. The third one wasn't quite as good, but it was still good. Because it was lighthearted. It was humorous. Because they were so innocent and they didn't know that much about the world. And they were trying to act like they knew, but they didn't. It was funny. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And until next time, keep your eyes sharp and your aim true. And remember, keep gaming strong. I'll see y'all next time.